Who keeps you laughing with all the jokes? It's JV. Who keeps it real around all your folks? It's JV. You've been looking and what do you know? Congrats, you tapped into the Javon Show. Who keeps you laughing with all the jokes? It's JV. Who keeps it real around all your folks? It's JV. Another outlook who give you some hope. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Javon Show.
I'm beating. So what had happened was I didn't know how to. I don't know how to stop it from going once it's going. My bad.
Did you just put yo whack ass intro on our podcast? I'm beating your ass.
Like where is my picture? Where is Eli's picture?
It wasn't
just like producer.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Javon Show. Welcome to the Javon Show featuring Donkey's Den. You guys take it away.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. I'll take it.
On site.
Sooner or later we'll have it figured out, right? Sooner or later we'll have it figured out.
It's absolute insanity. Well, welcome back. It's been a minute. I missed our Halloween show because I was recovering from Halloween. I'm not gonna lie.
You never had a Halloween show. You're fine.
That was a rough weekend. I'll tell you what. But anyways, but it wasn't
when Halloween happens on Friday, hilarity and tragedy happens at the exact same time. I mean,
it was a weird weekend. I mean, like I think it was like how things transpired. Like, look, I'm a little disappointed because I wasn't at the Bears bar with, I guess, apparently the greatest Bears game of this season so far. Like it had to go down as at least the wildest at a minute.
What I will say is, if I had a pre-existing condition, I probably would have been in the hospital for some kind of heart attack.
100%.
I mean, that was bananas. I mean,
the last 2 minutes, I was sitting here. I was able to at least catch that, and I'm watching this, and I saw it. I saw it say, what was the score at the time? I think it was 41, 27. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, all right, this is done. 2 minutes left in the game. We're good. And then they score, and I'm like, still. And then they get the extra point conversion. Still, don't care. Like, whatever. Like, there's no way that they can mess this up. Well, lo and behold, it's still Chicago. Apparently, we still have to have a stressor here. Onside kick.
Do you know what the conversion percentage of onside kicks are since they moved to the new format?
They had to actually announce the onside kick, it was like 7%.
Yeah,
it's to be lower than that now.
It's lower than that now. There's, when
they caught teams off guard, like that was how they.
The only way you could really make it happen where the percentages are acceptable, but it's a desperation play no matter how you figure it, and it's in the single digits on the percent, and of course, the Bengals converted, and it was marched down the.
They just let him walk down.
I think we need to accept that the Bears defense is going to be putrid the rest of the way, right? I mean, at least until we get our quarterbacks back, because it was Swiss cheese defense. I mean, I was my favorite quote of the afternoon was it was a good old fashioned Tecmo Bowl game, right? Remember that game? It was
Bo Jackson was the cheat.
Score points.
Yeah, it was an absolute cheat, dude. I'm telling you, I'm watching the final thing of that, and I'm just amazed at what was happening. And I'm sitting here in this, in every year prior, this is a game we absolutely lose. Like it just the absolute moral is depleted. Everything we just give up. But look, lo and behold. I'm a believer now. Oof. Number 18, and it is an absolute clutch. Great play by Colson Loveland, but I mean, even when you look at that, take away like Colson breaking the tackles, he still made an epic throw to get him in field goal range. Like because if he gets dropped there, Yeah, that's a shot to get a field goal there. So you got to give a shout out to Caleb for knowing exactly where to put it, and like exactly where the situation was. And hey, I'm a believer. I still love Justin, but good lord, we got ourselves a franchise quarterback. I will say that.
And Justin is going to get kicked out of the Jets at the end of the season, right? You got that part right.
He shouldn't though. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Hold
on. What I'm going to sit there and tell you is, first of all, and I'm going to skip ahead a step because it was the most intriguing NFL trade deadline in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Because never before has a team traded 2 multi-Pro Bowlers, both under the age of 26, before. It's never happened. It shouldn't happen, right? Yeah. It's absolutely madness that the Jets did this, and the fact remains
left Breece Hall. Left Breece Hall there. What a dick.
And then left Breece Hall, right? The poor bastard. The only one of the 3 who probably did want to get the hell out of there.
He actually requested for the.
And he's the one who stays, right? And because honestly, that's what usually happens in NFL trading deadlines. Nobody gets traded.
Yeah,
because the penalty on the salary cap to trade players usually is obtrusive, right? It stops trades usually from happening, right? I mean, most trades are just theoretical. I mean, I remember there's DJ Moore trades coming all over the place. That was never going to happen. Why? Because the Bears would have to eat like $40 million to make that happen. To trade,
and it doesn't make
sense.
No trade up where we're at right now. We're not in a selling market right now. Like at least from Chicago.
I'm using an example. I'm not saying they would have entertained it. But the Jets getting rid of 2 sub 26-year-old multi Pro Bowlers in the same day,
yes,
is unprecedented in NFL history. Unprecedented, right? And now they're armed with something like 8 first and second round picks in the next 2 drafts.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, they're going to select a brand new quarterback and they're going to build straight around him.
And I mean, yes, you may be right. And now Justin has become a bridge, and that's unfortunate because I think his we're still in a situation where he just hasn't gotten a lot of help, and so I hope later down the road he figures it out, that he finds a place that truly does want to invest with him, like Sam Darnold did. Sam Darnold got his shot, and I mean now you see who's the other one that's getting their chance again? Mac Jones looks revitalized. I mean, so there, I mean, I think there's an opportunity where you have a situation where an OC can actually invest in him and actually care about what he's looking to do, and he actually in the injury, but it is what it is. Moving on with it, that sucks. But I mean, I was a little disappointed with the Bears' quietness in it. We got some random Joe Schmo, whatever his stupid name is. I was listening to ESPN 1000, 670 The Score, all of them, and they were all trying to, they're trying to sell us on this guy, and they even had a hard time, like trying to sell us.
Let's be honest. I will say this: I did see one stat that kind of popped my eye out. Mm-hmm. So they looked at it. First of all, he was barely a rotational player for Cleveland. Right.
Yep.
He literally had 40 snaps this year. Right. That's a 5 snaps a game. That's nothing.
Yep.
But he had 9 tackles and a sack. Mm-hmm. So the gentleman who the Bears spent $50 million on, is going to be on the podium for worst signing of this past offseason.
Yep.
Dio.
Yeah.
He had 350 some odd snaps. Take a guess how many tackles he had.
Single digits.
The exact same number. Some guy who had a 10th. Now, I'm not saying this guy is going to be all world now that he's going to be in a more regular rotation, but it was pretty obvious that the Bears made a mistake signing him.
Well,
he was a big contributor to issues on that D line.
Yeah, and that's what everybody's kind of said about it. They looked at it as, hey, this can fill a depth position, and I mean, based on, I mean, he was a first round pick, right? A late first round pick, and so we're talking about the ultimate scratch off here. It may work out, and if it does, great, we can figure it out. But
personally, if the Bears defense is going to make any kind of noise and a comeback for the second half, there's going to be two things that need to happen. One, they got to get healthy in the D-backs, because I'm sorry, if you look at the PFF scores of this past week, everybody on offense scored. Everybody. Even Jackson at the guard position had his best game of the season. Everybody showed up, right? No one had a bad game. I can't say that of the defense. It was the exact opposite. No one had a good game. Right. And the biggest contributors to why the hell are you still on this team was Stevenson and Wright, the replacement cornerback. I mean, Wright, you can understand he was never supposed to be the number 2 cornerback for this team, but Stevenson, he's running out of time. He's got to turn around this ship before they start looking for replacements.
But I will say, C.J. Gardner-Johnson made a little impact there, and after being signed 4 days prior,
well,
I mean, he made the impact. So I mean, yeah, we got to get the injuries fixed up. I don't really know what to say about that. But the one thing you got to still think about, we're giving up a lot of yards. We're doing a lot of that. This is really the first game where we gave up a lot of points. Wow. And on also, we're still winning the turnover battle. Like we're still like, aren't we like plus 15 as like aren't we like number 2 in like total defense with the turnovers? Like I feel like, I don't know, giving up a lot of yards, it sucks and it looks bad. But if you got Tremaine Edmonds, who is having a ridiculous season in terms of turnovers,
correct.
Talking about, what does he have, 6 interceptions in all this?
He's like. And again, he's playing above board with everybody else, and everybody in the defensive backfield just absolutely playing like ass. I mean, even Brisker was horrible yesterday on Sunday. Everybody straight across the board, check the boxes. Y'all sucked. Now, of course, we need to get healthy. The best player on the team has played 1 game all season, right? And going back to talking about the defensive line, in all honesty, if you remember anything about the preseason, Booker was the best player in preseason for the Bears. Mm-hmm. He's back healthy. Give him the green light and say, hey, this is your job now. Do something with it. We'll see. Yeah. I'd like to see it happen. If the Bears again want to make any noise about making a playoff, they're going to have to be good teams. You're not going to be good teams being a sieve on defense. Just ask the Bengals themselves, right? I mean, they know they're not going to go to. They know they're not going to the playoffs. They've resigned themselves to that issue, right? They've said, we lost Burrow. Our defense sucks. What are you going to do? Right, but the Bears have less excuses than that. I mean, again, Johnson being hurt has not helped, right? And quite frankly, Stevenson is getting absolutely picked on. Like, I don't know what the solution with Stevenson is. Maybe he's just a second-tier player, and we just have to accept that.
I think that's what it is. I mean, he's a complimentary player. He can't. He's not a number 1, so which is fine. Like, that's all right. You can't ask. I mean, some people, the skill set is just can't ask them for too much. It is what it is. So, I mean, you kind of have to. Unfortunately, we're at a waiting game. Like, all right. So since we didn't do anything in the trade deadline, well, we did very minimal. We only did like one thing in the free agency, which we may be looking at it again with Asante Samuel, if he can make it here, because he has a lot of visits in the next 4 days. If he can make it to Chicago, we might not let him leave. So I mean
we'll see. I mean, of course, I'm assuming that was the secondary path. I mean, we heard a lot of rumors that the Bears wanted to get more involved. It was disappointing that it was very minimal what they did. And remember, Poles traditionally had made a lot of moves at the trade deadline, right? I mean, 2 years ago they got Sweat. 3 years ago, of course, it was more of a disaster getting the wide receiver from Pittsburgh. His name escapes me. Yes, and those were aggressive moves in the context of what the NFL usually does at trade deadlines, right? Yeah. I mean, what happened this past deadline with the Colts getting Sauce Gardner, it never happens. That is just a complete rarity, right? It shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And then of course the Cowboys getting a Pro Bowl, another Pro Bowl defensive tackle. It's like, where did that come from? It was a very fascinating week for the NFL.
I do want to talk about that Cowboys, because I mean, obviously we're living in Dallas, and that trade got to be the stupidest trade of the entire deadline, because as one, it's a big Pro Bowl trade, right? So I mean, you obviously gave it up. So you gave up one of your first round picks that you sent for Micah.
Correct.
You then give away another one of your promising defensive tackles in Mazu Smith with that. So
promising is a strong word.
All right. I mean, at least a depth, like, right? Like at least at a minimum, yeah. For a different, and you're in a season where, are you winning anything?
That's a fair point, right? I mean, why push the envelope now? Because would he seriously not been available in the offseason for a similar price, right? I mean, why push that chip in the middle? Now, I will say this, and I was thinking about it the other day. A lot of people have been critical of Dallas management of how they handled the Micah Parsons trade.
Yeah,
I am not disagreeing with the comments that are said specifically about how they handled the trade negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say is that mistake didn't happen that month. That mistake happened 8 months prior, right? And when I say that, what I mean is you couldn't. There was 3 major free agents going into close to negotiating new contracts 2 years ago. It was Dak, it was Lamb, it was Micah. There's no way you could pay all 3, right? There's a salary cap. You pay all 3, that means you're gonna have unrestricted. You're gonna have unsigned free agents starting on your squad, right? There was no way you could stretch out a regular budget that way. They had to pick 2.
Yeah.
All right. Now, everybody's critical of the 2 they picked, right? Why'd you pay Dak, right? You could have let Dak walk, maybe even traded him and got some value, and then signed Micah. That would have been a perfectly correct decision if hindsight was 2020, right? They made a decision to keep Dak because he was at the time a top 10 to 12 QB in the league. They know he was going to get injury problems left and right. Now, again, them paying him $60 million, I think, is bonkers, right? But they made a decision. The second they made a decision, they really made the Micah decision at the same time. They did.
Yeah.
And remember, when they made that trade for Micah, Jerry Jones was very specific at saying, well, it doesn't mean we're going to be utilizing those picks. We could use them to get other players.
Correct. Yeah, he said they would potentially use them this year.
Okay. Quinnen, the gentleman they got from the Jets.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he's not a defensive end, but he is a multi-time Pro Bowler under the age of 26, just like how Micah was.
Sure.
And he's getting paid less than half his salary. So, the calculus, you have to look at the calculus from all of that context before you can judge it. Now, again, paying Dak all that money was a huge mistake, but you paid it. There's nothing you can do about it. Trading Dak is impossible. Again, well, this is why I said trades never happen in the NFL, because there's usually a salary cap cost to trading a player. Yep. Almost always. It's like, you trade a player, you got to eat $40 million. And that's not even an exaggeration. I mean, that's what happened with Russell Wilson when the Broncos got rid of him, right? They made a decision. It's like, we got to get rid of this guy. He's not helping our team, right? And there you go. Look at the Broncos right now. I mean, you can make a strong case that the Broncos are going to be they're going to be there at the end. If you ask me.
No, they look good.
I mean, I know we get all wrapped up with Kansas City and Buffalo, but if you go straight to statistics, Denver's been doing the work. But I digress.
No. It's definitely been shaping up like that, and I think the Jets selling that. I think my thing is just like you said. I think my couple things is where yes, when he said that, it was right after the Michael trade, so we were still beginning the season. So everybody thought, okay, well, we're a couple days later. He's working on another deal. We're doing this before the season even starts. We've already seen the season unfold. Your defense is atrocious. Like it's like you're right above Cincy, 31-32. Yeah. Like that's where you're at. So getting a person like Quentin Williams, we're putting a Band-Aid on a water dam break here. Like what are we doing here? Like this just, like I said, it just felt like bad timing.
Timing was bad. I completely agree with you. The timing is horrible. Like if they had waited to the offseason to make this trade. Doesn't it make a little more sense to you? Like, it would make more sense to me.
Yeah, that's fine. Like,
why do it now? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It just feels weird, and I still feel like it makes the Micah trade look even worse because it's like, what are we getting for it? But hey, Jerry Jones knows what he's doing apparently, so whatever.
Well, if you think about it from that perspective. Right now, what they basically did was they traded Micah for 2 defensive tackles who had Pro Bowl credentials. That's what they did. That's basically what they did.
Okay.
Now, is that a fair trade? I don't know. Probably not.
I mean, so far, what's his name from Packers ain't done nothing over there. So I mean, I don't.
Well, I mean, big upset of the weekend, of course, was Packers losing at home to Carolina. Right. I mean, at home, right? The Packers, the thing with the Packers is, and I was talking about this with some of my Milwaukee friends. They built that offense around that tight end of theirs, Kraft, right? I'm going to tell you right now, if the season, if he had, he was going to end up tight end 1 by the end of the year. That was my sincere belief, right? Because they really built that offense around him. Yep. Right. He was essentially, what Kelsey was for Kansas City all those years, right? All the other wide receivers were window dressing around him. The second they lost him, and he's done for the season, torn ACL.
He's done. He's gone.
The second they lost him, I think they gained like 70 yards of offense the rest of that game. Like they looked horrible, right? They look like a JV team, right? And by the way, that makes these upcoming Bears-Packers games look a little bit more interesting, right? Because
makes it even it out a little bit.
Evens everything out, right? I mean, look, I still think Detroit's still the quality of the league of the division. I think they'll end up figuring it out, but you can't convince me that there isn't room for the Bears to squeeze in on a wild card spot, which again is a big step up from where they were last year. And I really think that's probably the mindset of the Bears right now. They want to, make progress, get a playoff spot, do whatever they can, and then make another push in the upcoming off season. Obviously, we need to shore up the defensive end position. I have to believe that, Booker making an impact is going to be a big part of that if it does indeed happen. Obviously, they need to get healthy in that defensive backfield because it's been ridiculous at this point. I mean, Gordon, he's been on the IR twice all year. Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah. Came back, re-aggravated, and went right back in. I was like, oh, okay.
Right back in. We're not talking about he's injured. He IR twice, so 8 games, boom, gone. Right? Yep. Half the season. Right? It's like, signs a brand new contract, and he contributes zero. He contributes zero.
Appreciate your time. Thank you. All right. We'll see you in another 4 games.
We'll see. Speaking of injuries, let me make this kind of fun. Let me make this kind of funny. Have you heard of the so Kyler Murray, right? He's having a horrible season, been injured, right?
Right.
Have you heard the Call of Duty Kyler Murray theory?
I vaguely remember this, but I think it was like he doesn't do the film study because he was playing Call of Duty.
He's a massive gamer, well known.
Yeah.
Every time a Call of Duty, whatever 764, whatever,
release.
Whenever it launches, they actually have done statistical analysis of his performances from the minute it drops 3-4 weeks afterwards. His performance decreases between 20 to 30%.
Jesus.
Okay.
Well, get off the game. Get off the game. What is you doing?
I mean, you're a grown man, dude. You're a professional. You have, and the way the NFL season works, you play. You basically it's like a teacher schedule on steroids. You got like 4 months off to do whatever the fuck you want. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You just wait till the off season. You can play till 4 a.m. every night. No one's gonna say a word to you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been a inside joke with the Arizona sports media for some time now, and he actually just got put on to the IR. And he got put on the IR 2 days before the next Call of Duty.
Jesus Christ.
So there's a conspiracy theory that it hurts, and pain tolerance is a relative thing, right? I mean, he could say his hamstring hurts to hell and gone. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but I'm telling you right now, there's people writing about it.
I mean, they already paid him, so it's not like out of the realm of possibility. They already paid him.
Well, yeah. Unlike Dak's contract, his contract's a little bit more tolerable. Like they can get rid of him next year if they so choose to do so. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, him getting cut next year is a definite possibility. If I was, in fact, if I was Justin Fields' agent, I'd have a phone call with.
Oh, there's that makes sense.
You're talking about a premium tight end and a premium young wide receiver. By the way, Marvin Harrison Jr., I think from now until the end of the year is going to be a top 10 wide receiver, right? And to throw a little fantasy football into the conversation, listen, we all know who's number 1 in our fantasy league. Hello.
Oh my God,
Mr. Producer's number 2, right? And I'm telling you right now, he's got a team that has playoff run potential, and Harrison Jr. is one of the reasons.
That's okay. Hey, look, y'all can have this. I'm in my other league, and so I'm actually.
I mean, you're still in playoff position, and
I'm number 1 in that league. So whatever, I don't care. That's fine. I'll take a loss somewhere else. That's okay. But yeah, no, I literally am. Look at that. See, you see that number 1. You see it? Do you see it? It's right up there. Number 1. 7-2, baby. Anyways, it's a lot. The league is this past week was just really weird all around. I know we've talked a lot about the defense. I know we talked a lot, but I think what at least at least we're not losing, right? Like we're looking at all these mistakes. We're looking at all these things. I think one of the big things, I think I was watching Lance Briggs. It's best to figure these things out when you're still winning. Like the problem is like we're looking for answers, and it's like, all right, you have to wait. I think when you think about like our next game is New York, all right? Giants, that offense, who's it really without Malik Neighbors? Is it really that scary? No, not in my opinion. You can figure out some defensive things there, and their defense isn't going to like shut us down. So, I mean,
one thing I'll say about this last weekend's victory, right? It reminded me of the Washington game last year, right?
Okay.
Where instead of finding a way to lose, they actually found a way to win.
Correct.
Because one of the themes I kept harping about last year was where is the veteran leadership steering this? Because they kept losing one loss game after one loss game after one score game after one score game after one score game, and it was crazy frustrating. I remember in particular the first Green Bay Packers game where they missed the field goal at the end, and you like harped on me. You gave me hope. Why would you do that? I'm like, all I said was they win against Green Bay Packers, and the season can still have a chance to turn around. I wasn't wrong. But here we are. This is a classic game. They would have lost last year. They lost 8 of them like this, right? And instead they found a way to win it, right? And again, we could go back and forth about the problems with our defense. I mean, let's be frank. Our cornerbacks right now are subpar. Our biggest strength is now our biggest weakness.
Yeah.
And we ran into the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. Correct. Right? Was it really shocking that they torched us? Maybe we should accept that it shouldn't have been. Right?
Did you see their post-game interviews? Did you see those?
No.
Well, oh my God. So the Cincinnati Bengals are imploding. Like they're absolutely. You should go check them out. So Chase Brown was one, and so they were talking to him about obviously the game, and so he was upset, and he was like, "Look, I mean, we get into the end zone, we go up by a point in the fucking game, and like he's talking to the defense, and it's like, oh." Wait a minute, you're going public, calling out your defense.
Yeah.
Like, and then what's his name? Jamar Chase was another one. Came out like was just like one fucking stop. That's all. That he's literally yelling that going through the halls, and it's like, they're about to.
Shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be doing that.
But I mean, to their point, like because they were talking about it on ESPN as well. I mean, they did this last year too. They were just giving up. They were putting up 50 points, but they were just giving up 55.
They never called them out though. Yeah.
When you look at them the past 2 weeks, they put up 39, lost. They put up 42, lost. That should never really happen in the NFL. Like realistically, if you put up over 35 points, you should be winning more of those games than not.
Yeah. Yeah,
you just did it back to back and lost both of them on ridiculous.
You bring up an interesting point. I mean, I think I read something about this because the exterior bickering has become more poignant. Right?
Absolutely.
I remember the great sports movie Any Given Sunday, where the main character, I forget the actor's name. Gosh, I mean it's.
Which one? You talking about Jamie Foxx? Or are you talking
Jamie
about
Foxx, who played the hotshot quarterback who was scoring, 35, 40 points a game, and he publicly started making fun of his defense. And the great Lawrence Taylor in a cameo role, actually sawing his car in half. So don't you ever say anything bad about your teammates again.
That's
I love that. One of my favorite scenes in the movie.
That is the thing, and so they're imploding before our eyes. It's gonna suck, and like it really sucks because like Joe Flacco came out, he actually balled out. Like he's been balling out. It's like what is happening right now? Like I that defense is going to get Zach Taylor fired, and it sucks, but whatever.
You know what's funny about Joe Flacco balling out? When he won the Super Bowl for the Ravens
13 years ago,
he was well known to be a game manager. Remember this? He once upon a time he was a game manager. Yeah, he'd hand the ball off, and don't turn the ball over, and maybe hit a streaking wide receiver a couple of times a game. That's it. He was constantly throwing 200 yards a game.
Don't mess it up.
Do not do any harm.
Yep, don't mess it up.
Now, 13 years later, he's lighting it up like a Christmas tree. It's crazy if you think about it. It's like it should be the opposite, but look. If I'm the Cincinnati Bengals ownership group, I mean, look, when your best player got injured for the majority of the season, you had to understand that. Well, what are you going to do?
Yep.
No, if I'm a Bengals fan, yes, I'm disappointed that playoffs and Super Bowl are not going to be coming our way this year. But are you bored of these games? I'm not bored. They're not boring, right? Yeah. So you're entertained. You're entertained.
And that would be the one thing. I think watching a Cincinnati Bengals game is very similar to watching our games last year. It's just stressful. It's just really stressful. And
we constantly were going back and forth. The defense is sucking, the offense is sucking. They could not get on the same page any particular game, and it was one. I mean, trust me. Yes, there are ways to lose one-score games that make you feel horrible. And if I was a Bengals fan, that probably would have made me feel pretty crappy. But they had no business getting within one score in that game to begin with, and I'm sure they deep down in their heart of hearts understand that, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably
you're lucky to even be at the show.
You were lucky you got there, right? So if it
41 to 25 or 20 or 41 to 27. No, you should have. This should have been closed out a long time ago.
And let's be frank, because all right, yes, there's been a lot of chatter that this was the Loveland breakout game. That pass to win the game, he should have been tackled. That was some horrible missed tackles by the Bengals.
Yeah,
and he bounces right off, and there was no one in front of him, right? He just jogged into the end zone, right? So
if they get tackled, it gets very difficult to get up there and spike the ball. It gets tense. So
that was even okay. Let's say they tackled that ball. Remember, they had no timeouts at that point. Let's say they actually tackled him, which they should have done. The Bears had to run up, line up, spike the ball with 18 seconds left. That's not easy, right?
No.
And then you still have to make the field goal with a kicker who, quite frankly, had a gimpy leg and shouldn't have been out there in the first place, right? No. People forget that because the reason the game ended up one score again because. Santos missed he horribly missed a field goal.
I don't know why. At this point, we really got to beg the question: why is Santos still on the team? Jake Moody proved himself. What are we doing here?
I have no idea why Moody wasn't given another week. I have absolutely no idea. It makes no sense to me. I mean, I know they gave him a contract extension because he is ostensibly the most accurate kicker the Bears have ever had, right? But he's injured. He's injured.
Yeah, he's injured.
I don't care how good you are. If you're injured, you can't play, right?
Yeah.
And they're throwing him out there. Moody looked like he won us the game 3 weeks ago. What the hell was wrong with just rolling with him for a couple of weeks until Santos gets healthy? It's and who knows? Maybe Santos is kind of lying about his health, right? Kind of like the opposite of Murray. Instead of saying it hurts, it's like, oh man,
he doesn't know he's going to lose his job. He knows he's going to lose his job. Come on now, what are we doing here?
I'm just like I never want to be.
You're right. It's a possibility, right? You don't want to lose your job. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you're still an NFL player. You're an NFL starter who signed a big contract. So, I don't think the world's going to end. But look, I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. Moody was hungry, right? I mean, this is a guy who was the third round pick for kickers. That's basically like a top 5 pick for any other position.
Yeah.
And
I never want to get
makes the Pro Bowl, makes the Super Bowl, gets cut after one bad game. No, it was a bad game. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But one bad day, and then your whole world has to implode. Like, I'd worry about that guy's mental health, right? I mean, you started the show talking about mental health of NFL players. It's stressful. To sit there and think like one bad day, and all of a sudden you're out of a job. So I don't know.
That's how it's gone. Like it's really been that rough. But I mean, and like I said, I do want to touch on that mental health. It's because it's a rough day today. It was a rough day for mental health, especially coming from athletes. Obviously,
everything we've read about the Dallas Cowboy defensive end Neyland ostensibly shows that he was audibly talking about exiting himself, and he did it. And
even before that, though, because I think there's so obviously the news came out. Marshawn Neyland, it was like their second round pick last year, promising like rising star on their defensive line, gets into a high speed police chase. Actually, not too far from the North Dallas area where we stay. Probably like 10 minutes from me, and right down the road here. Our producer actually said he knows exactly where it's at. So he gets into a high speed. He loses the cops, and then he finds like he gets into a car wreck apparently. Leaves, comes back because apparently he had a gun in the car, so he comes back and gets that. Then finds a porta potty, and then is texting his family, and then go ahead and offs himself. And it's one of those situations like where I would like to evaluate the beginning of this. This was supposed to be a routine traffic stop, just a regular traffic stop. I would like to know more. What triggered this high-speed chase that you had to didn't take off?
It's interesting. We talk about that. There's a comedian on HBO. He does bits about social issues like this, and he actually did one last week about police chases. And one of because we talk about the statistics of police chases in this country, something like 70% of them happen because of extremely minor traffic, non-violent occurrence or violations, right? Rolling through a stoplight, a broken taillight, something, right? And the modus operandi of police officers in this country is someone runs, you chase them down. Right? They actually teach them these strategies about knocking cars off the road and whatnot. And there's actually been multiple Supreme Court hearings about people pedestrians suing police officers for accidents that happened. So they're chasing somebody, and a pedestrian, someone not even involved, it gets injured, right? And they have to sue somebody, so they end up suing the police department. But so it kind of it actually is borderline socialist, and it needs to be looked at, right? Because we live in this day and age where you could track down anybody almost anywhere pretty quickly, right? There's no such thing as I see you, identify you, I see your car, I know what that car is, I can't find you at a later date, right? Now we also don't know if but to be fair, we don't know if the police was chasing him down to keep him from doing this, right? We don't know that, right? I mean, again, we saw reports that he was saying that that's what he wanted to do to his girlfriend beforehand. And usually, when you get to that point in your life, there were other signs that people either ignore, didn't pay enough attention to, or just in general, didn't react appropriately, right? Now, in the coming days, obviously more reports are going to come in, right? And if I was the Dallas Cowboys, I'd start buttoning up our internal communications about this stuff because,
they're going to come.
Yeah. Because let's be frank. There are very few individuals in this country that are more or less scrutinized medically than professional athletes, right? So if you have medical professionals attending to these guys 24/7, how come someone didn't notice something and flag it? That's sooner or later that's going to be a fair question, right? And I wouldn't be shocked when you're talking about a second round pick. You're talking about someone who's making $1 million a year, right? So his family is going to want answers. And again, we don't know the whole context of what that police chase was. But obviously, police in this country chase down people for a variety of reasons, and some of them may or may not be valid. But what happened? They chased him down. I want to say they incapacitated his car, and that he ran off and did what did the unspeakable act, and and it's not like the Dallas Cowboys don't have enough internal controversies to feed the Dallas sports media enough. So they got to throw another burning log on that fire.
Yeah, and I think it's really rough. Like, so I listened to the unfortunately to the like the 911 tapes of it.
Wow, you've gone that far.
Oh God, no. Well, I mean, they put it on TMZ. Oh, geez, they put it on TMZ. Like it's that's the one thing with social media though. Also, like, good God, like and I know obviously me saying this as I'm saying I listen to it. Like, are we this type of society that like do we have to like have this information, and like do we have to have it so quickly like that? I think that's, but again, I digress. So I listened to it, and my God, that is a depressing. It is a depressing like sequence of events when you think about it. When you think about the girlfriend is calling the cops and saying he's armed, and also saying, "Hey, we just got a text. His family just got a text saying goodbye." Like, good God, like that. How rough is that? So I think that's just again, you gotta have to just like kind of value your time here and value your health, because I mean, obviously there's a lot of people that are going through some things that can't really explain and you can't really understand. But whew,
like I said, there's so much. Going back to your first point with why do we need to know about this stuff? That's a really excellent question. I remember when Princess Diana died. And if you recall the situation, they were kind of running away from paparazzi, and they got arrested. Right?
Yep.
And of course, and then social media wasn't necessarily a thing back then, but it was all the papers 24/7. And at some point, you get to sit there and say, you know what? Glamorizing someone's death, you're just giving fuel to the fire of that happening again one day, right? And I'm not saying social media made this stuff happen. I mean, well, let's be frank. Most of the NFL barely knew who this guy was, right? I mean, granted, he's a second-round pick, but he's, not necessarily a Pro Bowler, right? So, Obviously it's a big tragedy for anyone for anyone to have happened this, and it does get more scrutiny because he's a professional athlete on a one of the more popular teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to sit there and say, we don't need to sit there and know every gruesome detail about what happened the last few minutes of his life, right? Some decorum should be part of the lexicon in this country. But I don't know. I'd like to say that sooner or later we'll kind of go back to some of that, but who knows if we ever do, right?
I think the only reason we go back to it is because people are starting to distrust the internet now.
But more importantly, here's the thing that I think is an important point. A lot of people talk about stress, and a lot of people talk about, and especially in this day and age with inflation the way it is, monetary being an issue, and the reason why people have anxiety and perhaps even ideations like that. This guy was a millionaire, right? He didn't have any, and I'm not saying if you're a millionaire you have no stress at all in your life, but let's at least say that he wasn't worried about the price of milk, right? So the depression can happen in any form, and can affect people differently, both on very extreme levels. And again, going back to what I was saying, the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to answer a bunch of questions about how come you missed signs that this man was not doing well, right?
Right.
And I'll tell you right now, I work for a corporation. They talk about I get emails about mental health awareness all the time, right? And it's become a bigger thing.
Yeah, no, it's getting rough, and the unfortunate thing is that wasn't the only news that we had today. Like, good God, like especially from the NFL world, our famous head case, Antonio Brown, just got pulled from Dubai, brought back to the States to be put on charges for attempted homicide.
Wow.
How does this happen? How did these things are wild to me? And because again, this tells me that once again there's going to be a deeper look into head cases and the damage that the NFL causes. And I promise you, it's there's going to be an impact, because when you have back-to-back situations like this, big things in the media, like this young man who obviously did what he did, and then now you're saying a person who we knew had issues, we knew had troubles, he's now getting arrested for attempted homicide.
Remind me again, what was the infamous game where he actually took off his uniform?
Tampa and New York Jets. Where he was playing with Tom Brady. He was playing with Tom Brady at that time.
He was playing with Tom Brady, right? Was that it? I kind of recall this game.
It was in Tampa.
Sits there in front of 60,000 people, live television audience, quits on the team and throws his uniform on the ground and walks away. If that's not and we're talking about that happening and nobody intervening on his mental health, right? So, are we really shocked that something else happened eventually to someone else? And I'm not saying it was inevitable, but
I mean, I think this definitely goes to just a further review, because who sits here and says, I guess obviously we don't know all the stories. Obviously, the only thing I saw, and I haven't read too much into it, but I saw the headline, and then obviously him being extracted from Dubai to be brought back to the States. So there's literally pictures of him coming back in the States with federal agents hand in hand, arm in arm with him. For this, and it's good God, dude! You got to think about with some of these athletes, you have all this money and all these things, and you never know what they're doing behind closed doors, right? I mean, because you even bring up the pieces with Chauncey Billups and others in this massive gambling ring. And so it's like it's now that's not really the mental health thing. That's just again, I get. I mean,
Well,
grief. It is what it is.
one of the things
I say about the choices of athletes,
yeah,
right?
When you have too much money, and quite frankly, people in your life who are not good influences, bad things can happen. I mean, I don't know if you remember Aaron Hernandez from the famous tight end from New England. A lot of people point fingers at his childhood friends who were in and out of prison most of their lives, putting those values on him despite the paycheck, right? I imagine that happened also with Ray Caruth, another individual who made crazy choices, right? Yeah. One thing I'll say, and I make a prediction in the next 48 to 72 hours, the NFL is going to make some serious announcements about taking more matters of mental health into effect. Because you know what this is like. I'm telling you right now, we've only seen the tip of the iceberg. We're gonna see this stuff being talked about for the next 4 to 5 days, almost exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
When Ray Rice was caught on camera punching his girlfriend and knocking her out. Right? Yep. And I'm not saying it's the same thing, right? What I'm saying is, here is a bright red light issue that regular everyday folks sees like, holy crap, what's going on over there, right? Mm-hmm. And people don't want to sit there and think that their heroes and these athletes and their main entertainment are a bunch of whackheads. And let's not even throw into the calculus CTE and those issues with athletes, right? And concerns about that. So I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a lot of announcements coming from the NFL about addressing this issue. Because I'll tell you right now, corporate America has taken this more seriously, right? Especially for men, right? Reports and findings of higher levels of anxiety and depression are through the roof, right? And so it shouldn't be a shock that this stuff also happens with athletes.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you at all. Like this is going to get rough, and like they're going to have to, because nobody's going to, like, society is not going to let this. Like, you're going to see it all over Twitter, you're going to see it everywhere. They're going to attack the NFL for this. 100%. I'm already seeing like the comments, so they're going to have to do something. Unfortunately, I don't know what that is. I mean, the equipment.
Okay, this was day one of it. So we're only at the tip of the iceberg. But I definitely see a scenario where this thing escalates out of control, especially when you put AB into the calculus, right? Because he was well known as a crackpot. So that just stirs the pot even more, right? And they're gonna be like, "Hey, what's going on with this stuff? You guys aren't watching for the health of these kids, right? You gotta fix this, right?" So I've always said that the big thing with concussions and that stuff is eventually the NFL is going to adopt some kind of more normalized usage of those concussion helmets. But they're gonna spend. This is going to be spent a lot of time hemming and hawing, and we're going to hear Roger Goodell release multiple statements.
Of course, yeah, no.
But anyways, all right. Well, this Sunday's game, we got the Giants. Giants are hurt. Like they obviously Dart has a lot of potential, and I do think he has a decent game against the Bears, because I think every QB right now, until we get healthier, is going to line us up. But their defense is nothing special as it's currently formulated, and I think. Right now, that game stands as our biggest, as the Bears as being the biggest favorite of the year. I see no reason why we can't handle them, right? And like I said, that dovetails us into the harder part of the season, right? And more division games, right? I feel more confident playing the Packers now. Uh, we've already played the Lions once in their stadium. Obviously, we had to play them once in ours, but we beat them. Even last year's version beat the Lions at in our home stadium last year. So I expect a big push for the Bears the next 4 games.
Yeah, no, I think this is obviously our last kind of like get right game, figure it out, and then like just get ready for the massive test. But yeah, like you said, I think everything that we're coming up, the Minnesota again, Detroit, Green Bay. I think we've seen kind of what happens is we've seen Detroit's vulnerable because I mean if Minnesota can go in there and do that, I don't see why we can't put up a fight. So I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we'll be at the Wingnut Sunday. Oh, God, those
Are you? Are we? Are we sure about that? I'm joking.
Yes, yes, I'll be there ready to rock and roll. And so live and living color, have a Bloody Mary ready for me. Get some excitement here. Let's go.
Okay. All right. All right, Mr. I don't know if our producer is even here, but
I mean, I think he's busy handling some things, but I'm cashing out. I'll see y'all.
I'm surprised. And I had some accolades for him. I thought he was going to be all crowing. He's in second place. Remember last year he was barely in last.
I know you tried to give him his props, and now he's not even here.
He actually has more fantasy points than I do. I mean, his team is on the come up.
Not too shabby, but he's not here to accept it.
We'll talk about it soon. But
that's what he gets right there. Bow. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all.
there's like a fork in the road. Lord, I ask that you bring clarity and peace into their lives, into their homes, into their mind, peace that goes beyond understanding, and love and light. Lord, let them be the example that others need to see. Let it pass on, because that's what we're doing. No man is an island, Lord, so I'm asking that you really strengthen us so we can strengthen the next person. We give you all the glory and all the honor and all the praise. I love Jesus, so I'm going to say in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.